Hi and welcome back. It's great to be here with you again. Today we're going to be making a lemon cake. The lemon cake is made up of three different components. The first part is the actual sponge. We're going to be cooking that. Then whilst that's in the oven, we're going to be making the second part, which is a syrup, a lemon syrup, which we're going to be pouring over the top of the sponge once it's cooked. Then the third and final part is the actual icing, the lemon icing. Just pour that over the top just a little bit and just like dry ice over the top. Very, very, very nice. So let's get going. First thing we are going to look at are the ingredients. We have here our sugar and eggs. Now I'm using pasteurized eggs. There's no need to use pasteurized eggs. In fact, I would recommend that you use fresh eggs, but I have this, so that's the eggs that I'm going to be using. We have a lemon. We're going to be using the zest, which is obviously the skin, and then we're going to also be using the juice, which comes from that. We have some vegetable oil, and this is going to give it a lot more moisture, and then we have our baking powder, and finally flour. Very, very easy. First thing we're going to do, we're going to get the sugar into the bowl, and we're going to pour our eggs directly over the top of the sugar. Just going to give this a stir. We just want to dissolve it a little bit. We don't want to make it too bubbly. We don't want to introduce too much air into this. So we just want to gently mix this enough so that we can more or less dissolve the sugar before we start adding more ingredients. So here we have our eggs and sugar now mixed. Next thing we're going to do is, before we actually squeeze the lemons, what we're going to do, we're going to grate the lemon and get the zest. So we're just going to do that very quickly. It's important when you do this that it's important that you only use the yellow part. We don't want to be using any of the white part. So as soon as you start grating and you see that you're getting close to the white area of the actual skin there, then stop. Vegetable oil, you can use sunflower oil if you like, but it's probably best to use vegetable oil because it's more neutral. You don't really want to be using olive oil as such. You can, of course, but because this has a more neutral flavor, it's better to use this in this particular case. Next thing, our lemon juice. One lemon. We want the juice from one lemon. Okay, so just give this a quick squeeze like that. Okay. And we pour that in. Now we're going to move on to our dry ingredients. Okay, what we have here is our baking powder. This is what's going to make it grow. Now, I'm going to leave the whisk. I'm going to come back to our koala spatula. So mix this up a bit like that. And finally, our flour. Okay. Now I'm using a light flour. You can use. It's commonly known as dessert flour, also it's commonly known as all-purpose flour. Okay, it's a very light flour which has very little protein compared to other flours. So now we're going to be just using these envelope type of action here to be able to incorporate the flour into our mix. So this is now what we call a cake batter. Okay. So just bring this together like that. this, my friends, is what we want. Our cake batter, or it's also known as cake mix. Now, there's only one more thing left to do. We need to put it into our cake tin. Now I'm using a rectangular cake tin. You can use a round one, you can use a square one, whichever one you like. There's no problem whatsoever. So, in we go. So I'm just going to pour this over gently. So there we have it. Step one, almost finished. One last thing we need to do, just to make sure there are no excess bubbles in here. What we want to do is just give this a little bit of a tap. It's always good to do this with a towel underneath or something. I don't have one here right now, so I'm going to do it just directly on the bench. However, if you just give us a tap, just like that. Although you can't see this, I can see all the bubbles were coming up and breaking. Okay, so this is pretty much what we want. So here we have our lemon cake batter finished. All we need to do now is put it into the oven, 180 degrees for approximately 20 minutes. At 20 minutes we'll check it, and then if it needs more cooking, then we'll continue to cook. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the second part of the cake, and that is to make the syrup. Now remember, the syrup, we're going to be pouring that over the top of the cake once it's cooked. So, just like any other syrup, whether it be a simple syrup or a fruit syrup or whatnot, what we need to do is first put in the water. We have here 100 mils of water. Then we put in our sugar. You never do it the other way around. You never put the sugar and then the water. Never. Always water, then the sugar. Okay? Otherwise, you might find that the sugar will stick to the bottom and it could burn, it could caramelize, and that's not what we want. Okay, so just going to turn this on. We're going to heat this up, and once the sugar dissolves, we're going to take it off the heat and then add our lemon juice. So, in goes our lemon juice. And we're just going to put that to the side. When the cake is ready, we're going to be pouring that over the top as soon as it comes out of the oven. Okay, 20 minutes has passed. I've checked the cake, it's ready. So now it's time to take it out of the oven and pour over our delicious syrup right over the top. And this is going to make the cake absolutely moist and delicious. You can just see this, it just absorbs all of the syrup like a desert. So now we're at the final part of the recipe, the glaze. And you know what? It is really, really easy. All we have is just some icing sugar and some lemon juice. Importantly, with the icing sugar, we want to sift. We want to sift the icing sugar, because if not, we're going to end up with lumps. Okay, so just sift this like so over the parchment paper. So now all we need to do is just get our lemon juice. Now this is the juice from one lemon. In it goes. We warm this up. Just turn this up a little bit more. Now it's up to you to decide the texture. If you want this to be really runny, then you don't put so much icing sugar. If you want it to be really thick and white, then you use more icing sugar. It's that simple. So really it's a question of taste, a question of the texture that you're looking for. Okay, so this is already hot. It's actually starting to boil now, so I'm going to switch that off. And what I'm going to do is incorporate bit by bit the icing sugar. Okay, so just about 1/3 at the moment. And then as you can see anything here, but what I'm trying to do is just dissolve the icing sugar and And then we're going to be adding some more icing sugar. And we continue to mix. You'll notice now it's going to become very thick. And if you find, look, you've gone too far and you've put too much icing sugar, just add a little bit more water. Or if you want to add more lemon juice. But this is the texture that I was going for. This is what I was looking for. Okay, so it's just a question of whether or not that's what you want, or if that's what you like. So that's what I'll be doing over my cake. The very, very, very final thing that we have to do is now add our glaze. A little bit over the top here. Over the top and sides like that. This is so good. A little bit more. And you can glaze this any way you like, yeah? So there you have it. Lemon cake with lemon syrup and lemon glaze over the top. Too easy, isn't it? And it is too nice. You really should try this. I hope you enjoyed the class, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon. Take care. Bye bye.